Hello, and welcome to another episode in the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. My name is Jason Perkins. I'm an attorney who specializes in handling Georgia workers' compensation cases. I created this series of videos to provide people who've been hurt at work in Georgia with helpful information about Georgia's workers' compensation laws and the benefits they should receive under those laws. Now, let's jump straight into today's topic. Today, I want to talk to you about workers' compensation roofing injuries. Now, installing roofing is dangerous work. Roofers are obviously at risk of falls, which can lead to serious injuries or even death. But there are other risks of roofers as well. Heavy lifting that roofers do can cause back, shoulder, arm, and leg injuries. Using tools can cause arm and shoulder injuries. And knee and leg injuries can come from climbing, twisting, or misstepping. So the first question is, does Georgia workers' compensation law cover roofing injuries? Yes, in most cases it does. On-the-job injuries in Georgia are covered under Georgia's workers' compensation law. Also, sometimes even an injury that occurs outside the state of Georgia may be covered under Georgia law in certain circumstances. But if not, it'll probably be covered under the workers' compensation law of another state. Now, there are legal requirements in order for an injury to be covered under Georgia's workers' compensation law. But most injuries are going to meet these legal requirements when they occur on the job. If you run into a situation where your employer or workers' compensation insurance company is denying that an on-the-job injury should be covered under Georgia workers' compensation law, I'd encourage you to reach out to an attorney to try to find out if that denial is proper or not. Now, if the injury is covered under Georgia's workers' compensation law, what workers' compensation benefits can you potentially receive? Well, under Georgia law, there's three basic types of workers' compensation benefits: wage loss benefits, medical benefits, and permanent partial disability benefits. Wage loss benefits compensate you for the lost wages that you have as a result of your injury at work. It's not your full lost wages, it's a percentage of them. And there's two types of these benefits: temporary total disability, which are paid when you're totally out of work as a result of your injury, or temporary partial disability, which are paid when you're able to work and earn less money as a result of your injury at work. Second benefit is medical benefits. This is payment by the workers' compensation insurance company for the medical treatment and testing you need as a result of your injury. Under Georgia workers' compensation law, insurance companies only have to pay for that treatment with certain authorized doctors. And there can be other limits on your right to medical treatment as well. The third benefit is permanent partial disability benefits. This is a benefit that's paid if you have a permanent impairment as a result of your injury. Under Georgia law, doctors give you a permanent partial disability rating based on the American Medical Association guides to the evaluation of permanent impairment. So if a doctor believes you end up with a permanent impairment, they'll give you a rating under that book, and that book, the rating is going to determine how many weeks of permanent partial disability benefits you should receive. Now, what if you have a serious injury at work and you can't recover or return to the type of work that you did before you got hurt? So this can be a concern for many roofers because they may, especially if they fall and suffer an injury, or even sometimes just lifting or misstepping, it could lead to something that prevents them from returning to the roofing work that they did before. Roofing is very physical work. Now, if you suffer this type of injury, workers' comp benefits are very important because the wage loss benefits are intended to compensate you for the lost income that you have as a result of your injury at work. It's also important to understand that under Georgia's workers' compensation law, there are limits on all three types of benefits, including the wage loss benefits. So there's not necessarily an unlimited period of time that you can receive these benefits. Now, under the wage loss benefits, those limits are years of benefits. So it's not anything that's going to happen immediately. But if you suffer an injury that prevents you from ever going back to work as a roofer, these limits can definitely affect you. In these situations, it can be very important to talk to an attorney because there are some exceptions to these limits on benefits that could potentially apply to your case. I hope you found the information in this video helpful. If you have, please consider two things before you go. First, I'd really appreciate if you give this video a like or a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel if you'd like to be notified of future videos in the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. Second, if you've got workers' compensation questions, please reach out to get answers. I offer free consultations in Georgia workers' compensation cases. If you'd like to set one of those up, there's two easy ways you can do so. The first is by calling the phone number at the bottom of the screen, and the other is by reaching out to us to our website, which is www.perkinslawtalk.com. Just click on and submit the free consultation request form there, and a member of our team will reach out to you and get a consultation scheduled. I'd like to thank you again for watching this video today. I'd like to wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injuries.